Ice cream is always good. Fact. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is jump right back into our Mechanator only run. What do you mean the ice cream is ruining all that trash? According to Emily, apparently. But yeah, so we've been picking up on a run that this is a Mechanators only run. In practice, this means I've got one extra person who is being actively worked on to be made into a Mechanator. I don't have what I need to accomplish it, and I messed that up. But the goal here is to make it almost exclusively just Mechanators. And what we're doing right now is we're trying to expand our operations to be able to get a tunneler and all that, but we are super starved on components and just trying to make it work. We do have a whole bunch of mechs now at this phase, but until I get more components in here, we're pretty badly bottlenecked. I can actually turn... No, I can't turn that on. I don't have enough power. Yeah, so like power-wise, I'm tapped. I can't add anything else power-wise. I need more components to be able to make more power. I need more components to do everything. It's a very typical problem for a Mechanator run, is to just always need more components than you have. But things have otherwise gone mostly fine. Alright, so we've got a caravan rolling through. I don't actually expect a slave caravan to have anything I care about, but you never know when they'll have a book or whatever. Well, that's the thing. The problem was, when it comes to making the headpiece, it didn't give me what I wanted. And I missed that. That's fine. I needed to get you an implant, and the implant I thought was going to make you into a Mechanator was actually the one to give me more capabilities as a Mechanator. I have to wait for an opportunity to get you another implant. I mean, obviously you're here. I'm going to keep you here for right now. But eventually there. Once I get one more of these built, then I can get the tunneler. But I need a lot more components. Okay. And we did get a pollock seed to help us deal with our pollution a little bit. As soon as there it is. There you go. I can plant that in the sand. I was not anticipating being able to plant that in the sand. Alright, so with that, I'm going to go dumping, stockpile, one tile, sort, clear, critical, and we will say toxic waste. And so with that, what we've got now is we're going to slowly move toxic waste out to the Pollux tree, which will absorb pollution nearby, and that's what's going to happen here. Eventually I'm probably going to wall this off into like its own little pod or whatever, but that'll be a later me problem. Right now, that at least gives me the tiniest bit of ability to clean up pollution that is not just dumping in the freezer and hoping for the best. It's definitely going to be nowhere near enough for what I need, though. Alright. We also have our scanner online. Well, we have it here. It's not running. I'm going to turn those off for right now, because I'm not able to use them until we get the tunneler set up. And I won't be able to get the tunneler set up until we have more stuff going on there. I turn you off for a little bit more power. I'm just trying to get enough power that I can run some of these things I'd like. So the problem is I need 700 to turn this on, which would be nice, and I'm at 680. I can turn off a light or whatever. Yeah, no, that's, we mentioned earlier about, like, getting even games that have, like, good music, you eventually hit a point where, like, I'm kind of over it. And so, like, even games like as good as music as Stardew Valley, you know, once you put a couple thousand hours in, you're like, you know what? It's great music, but I don't need to listen to it right now. Whereas RimWorld's with a few games that even after like almost double as many hours in this game as I have in Stardew Valley, if not double, I've never been like, you know what? I'm really tired of that music. I think it has enough variety in its tracks, and that they are designed to be situational and all that, that, you know, they apply contextually and all that, that it does go a long way to help make it stay. Storage, do not keep raw resources in there. Alright, visitors have items to trade. And what we're hoping we'll find is we're really hoping we'll be able to get ourselves some components. Why are you showing as not healthy? Are you high? Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, well, rhetorical never do social. Alright, so we're going to negotiate using a high person. Excellent. Take all of these weapons I'm not going to use. I'll keep the bolt actions. Oh, actually, I forgot. I got our sniper rifle. Yeah, so keep the sniper rifle. Take my worn out stuff. For money. I've got a lot of clothes here that I've not kept track of. Do you have components? That's what I would like, is I would like components, which you do not have. Give me your medicine. You can keep your packaged meals. Alright, so we're not giving them as much as I was planning. So keep the flak pants, even though those are worn. That's fine. We'll keep the bolt actions. And the good... Oh, I see. The pump shotgun we'll keep. That'll do. Okay, well, I mean, they gave us a little bit of medicine and all that. It helps you use P music? Oh, yeah. Yeah, P music helps. Each time they do a major expansion, they usually add some music as well. There's just a lot of stuff that brings more and more music into the fold and all that, which goes a very long way. But yeah, so we're struggling to have things our characters can work on for the most part right now. Just by the nature of the fact that we are knocking everything out, and we've got research happening. But till we get components, a lot of things are stalled. Make sure I didn't accidentally tag that. Yeah, okay. Royals need helping. We'll deal with that in a moment. There, taking all that part for a little extra steel. Let's see. I have to keep their mood above 25% for basically a season. I'm going to try it. They don't have anyone as enemy. That is honestly some really nice gear you have there. Okay. So, schedule. You do recreation, that's what you do here. And they won't work. So we do have extra bedrooms for them. They don't have air conditioning yet, because they don't have components to build the air conditioning. And otherwise, we're just keeping it going. Are we restricted in any way? Okay. I was just wondering why, like, stuff like this light here hadn't gotten done yet. It's fine. Alright. And while we've got... So, we just had an ad break land. I'm going to quickly take this as an opportunity to use the restroom real fast. Because we do have ad breaks 3 minutes every hour. It's just the minimum required to disable pre-rolls on Twitch. Nobody likes ads, but it is kind of the situation we live in these days. If you're not paying for the content, something is being done to make money, whether it's selling your data or throwing ads at you, unfortunately. But with that said, I'm going to take a couple minutes, quick break to stretch the legs, grab myself a drink, use the restroom, and I'll be back here in just a minute. So thank you again for tuning in. Plus, we did find a grappling arm down there, and the prawn suit, and the drill arm. So my hope is I'll be able to snag a, Hi! Nightmares? Alright, take it easy. What the color is? A khaki lightsaber? Ecru? For invasive thoughts, chat, I'm gonna go grab a soda. It's got the autopilot. It's fine, right? That's right. Like, it's got the autopilot. I'm actually surprised something didn't go wrong there, to be honest. Oh, seafoam lightsaber. Excellent. Thanks, everyone. Sorry. I did not expect that to do that. My apologies. Stop it, eyes. I need you to cut it out. Are you having an emotion? Yeah. Don't you hate it when that happens? Think we broke Strainer? Yeah. I think I've only gotten teary-eyed, what, 3 times on stream? Not...
No,
is there not...
still bad. That was worse.
No. All right.
Hey.
Oh, that clip. It's been like showing that clip a lot lately for some reason. No, that clip was just like a really outlier for chat just being really over the top generous. And it was just like at that time I had like a bunch of really stressful things that we don't need to dig into on stream going on the side. And like, so it's just kind of one of those things that like I had all these stressors sitting on my shoulders, and then, you know, chat, like, and that wasn't even why chat was being generous. Like, chat was just being generous at the moment. And so it's just kind of that combination that on one hand I was dealing with a lot of stuff, and on the other hand, like, people were like being extra over the top nice for no specific reason, that, you know, it was just like the timing of it got to me. Not in a bad way. Alright, so let's... Components. Give. No, my silver is not in that room. Okay, that sucks. Let's see if I can make much happen there. We can get rid of the revolvers and the pump shots that I was going to get rid of anyways. We're going to get rid of that bolt action. Keeping the EMP. Alright. So what I'm going to try doing here is we'll grab those 2 real fast. Meanwhile, I'm going to change this real quick and say... Storage. Silver is allowed. And... Silver is allowed. Where is the silver now? It's probably out here somewhere. There's 100. And storage. Silver is not allowed out here. So I'll haul that in there real fast so we can buy more components. Oh, I probably need to update that mods command. We do not have the no research and random research on there. Everything else we do have loaded, though we didn't choose a geological formation on this one. But like everything else is accurate there. Okay, so with that, we do have more money in there. So let's pop over here real fast. More components. It's only 2 extra components, unfortunately. But we're doing our best. The big issue I have right now is I just don't have enough to sell. Oh. Let's go here. Storage. I do not want to store blocks in this room either. Okay, it's already removed. But those components will give us a little bit of progress here and there. We already probably researched. I can go here, bills, Sci-T forever. Alright. That is a very large attack for what we've got. They do have 1 long range and 1, like a couple medium range weapons. For their long range person, I think that might be far here? No. There you are. You are a good shot as well, unfortunately. So, Pyre there is our main target. We should be able to do stuff with that. Once they settle in, let's grab everyone here. And we're going to put all of you on escort. And the goal here is to get near enough to them that we have sniper rifles. So we do have longer range than they have. Come on. Nicely done. So our main threat there is dealt with. You are taking your sweet time getting over here. Alright, so deal with the one that's shooting back. Nicely done. And again, the first one to start attacking us becomes our new target. Alright, let's get the other bots in here finally. So their range is pretty small, so we're going to inch them forward. You want to probably have them close enough that they're not going to friendly fire. Okay. And just like that, we've knocked all of them. Get the regular bots that are just going to basically act as cannon fodder. Put them in a line. For all the melee closing in. And just like that, they're all sorted. So go back to work. And undraft all of them. Just one by one, just popping them one after the other. Excellent. Nicely done. Cool. And we let them all just sit here and slowly recharge again. Well, everyone else gets back to work as if nothing ever happened. Yeah, so the extreme long-range weapons, because their slow fire rates, are fairly limited on what you can do. Okay, so we are getting our last band node up. So that's good news in the sense that now I will be able to potentially get our tunneler mech built. We just have to turn on this machine here. You can turn the... Well, actually, I wonder how I have to do this. So we can turn all of these off, maybe. Attune to you. So I'm wondering if we turn all of those off. Oh, let's also check. Do you have a bio that hates drug use? Medical only. Okay, so let's get ahead of that before that becomes a problem. Assignments. No drugs. You're going to be a curious one. I'm going to say no drugs on you as well. And I'll just have to have you manually take your drugs when you need it to survive. So not enough bandwidth, so turn all of these on. I need to get just a little bit more power through all this. We can't give up the rechargers. We can't give that. How much am I off? So you need 300. So I'm off by actually a pretty decent amount. I could turn off the AC in here. And that would help. Because my thought is, once I go... Well, no, because if I go run... it's fine. Toggle the power back off on those. I can't... Basically, I have to get the power done. Which means I gotta get this sorted. Which, granted, now we can allow that. So I need 8 components. And once I have the 8 components to get that geothermal up, our life gets easier. I do have a ship chunk over there to take apart. That'll be a component or 2. The shuttle over there will be a component or 2. Once they disassemble it. I believe that's all I've got on the map for stuff like that. I'm trying to avoid the temptation to summon the Diabolus right away again, because that'd give me a couple of components. Just because the last time I leveraged a bunch of people visiting my colony as someone else to get involved, which is not a bad move. But for the moment, the problem with doing that is just going to be the issue of just trying to deal with not really having a great amount of firepower to actually do lots of damage to its health. A leathery stranger has arrived. Okay. What is your deal again? So you have a perfect memory. My god, look at those stats. They have 14 in everything. Or better. So unfortunately, with our rules, I'm not allowed to take this person. Let's see. Leathery stranger stares into space and speaks in a monotone, as though she hardly sees anyone or anything. She refuses to leave, insisting she is only interested in your colony. She says that she can help. She is skilled in everything to an unnatural degree, regardless of the subject. She has mastered it. In addition, her work ethic is remarkable. She appears to be the perfect worker. She may be very useful, but you also sense that there's something she's hiding. Unfortunately, we are doing a challenge here where I'm supposed to only take Mechanators, and I do not have the means of making this person a Mechanator anytime soon. And so for the rules we gave ourselves, I'm gonna have to say no. Lexi is disappointed by the way you have treated her. She has decided to leave. Prisoner, I don't have a prison. I could have made that into a prison. Device? Yeah, and that's the problem is to make another Mechanator, we either need, there's an event where a Mechanator ship goes in orbit and you crash it and get it. We need, you can have a nearby location will give you, like I can caravan there to go fight some stuff to become a Mechanator. Or if we had, there could be a walker on our map. Unfortunately, we did get a map that did not have a walker. So we're basically stuck. So rhetorical really technically is kind of in an asterisk that shouldn't be necessarily allowed here. But that was because I thought, I mistakenly looked at this and thought the control sublink was what I was looking for. It's not. So I do have to wait. That I'm not gonna banish rhetorical right now because they've already like balanced around them. But the rule I gave myself with that is I cannot take any other colonist until I get a implant in rhetorical. And then we can, you know, start working on getting the next person there. But yeah, so that's a bummer. Now granted, with those where they have a secret, sometimes they betray you, sometimes their organs are literally rotting out of their body. A bunch of things. Okay, so we got fabrication bench. Researched. I'm going to go ahead and research the advanced fabrication bench while we're here. So if I can get 2 advanced components, and I don't know how many of the other components. Let's go to production. Where am I putting the fabrication bench? Because we're starting to get real crowded in here. I don't want to put it, this is outside, so I don't want to put it there. Yeah, and then kicking you out immediately after getting married will probably have a negative impact on the mood of our colonists that's still here. Hey, how's it going? So the other problem is I don't believe you can actually move the fabrication bench once you build it. So I could see, like, shoving it out here somewhere. That's not a great place for it. And I don't think I can fit it in here. I mean, I could put it there, like, knock down that one section of wall, and it would fit. And it's not the worst location. Those are bedrooms. We don't want to put it in like that. That'll penalize things. I don't want to put it in the freezer. There's not really a reason for that. And while I could certainly move the butcher table and the stove into the freezer, I do that a lot actually nowadays. And I can move the styling bench away. I could make, you know what, that's what we'll do. So we'll reinstall you. We'll reinstall you. Grab those chairs. That's not the angle you need to be put in. We'll take the wooden styling bench. That can just be chucked. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I can chuck that out here even though it's outdoors. It literally doesn't matter. It is a styling bench. So I can do that. With that all moved, I can move this art table up here. And then that'll make room for the fabrication bench there. It'll make that door. You can build a wall around the scanner. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother because I also have the telescope here. So I'm planning on leading this as a small internal location that's, you know, outdoors or whatever. Wait, where did the bet? Did I hit something wrong? I got the lead. Where is my stove? Oh, they just okay. They uninstalled it and then just didn't do anything else with it. Okay, cool. Need a spot for meditation. Sure. And you need someone to do mining. I'll put mining as a very low priority on my other colonists for the time being, so that they'll do something when they have nothing else to do. Excellent, love to see it. All right. And so with that, we can reinstall you up here. That's not what I wanted. Reinstall you up here. And reinstall you over there. And that'll give me enough room for the fabricator. Furniture. Seats. Okay, so that needs 12 components and 2 advanced components. So we have the steel, that's fine. Getting the components and advanced components are difficult. Oh, wait. When did you get the... Oh, we must have actually gone... Alright, so that's good news. Because with that, I can turn all this crap back on. We'll wait till all that's turned on, and then we'll see if we could turn on that as well. We must have just, when we pulled apart the shuttle and all that, that must have just pushed us over the amount we need. The downside is, I definitely don't have 12 components laying around. I got 2 right now. But once I get all that turned on, I can make the tunneler, and with the tunneler, we can actually mine stuff on here, and, you know, give us a little bit more to work with. Alright, can you do this now? They can't resurrect medium, so you need 4 components. That's the problem, is I need more components for that as well. I also am short on plasteel, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. That's okay, because I want to get that bench on right away as soon as we can. Because once I get that bench set up, then we're going to be in a lot better shape. Because then I can make my own components as long as I get steel, and I've got all this going. So grid access, we still have 2,000 watts, which means I can turn that on as well, which means we can start converting slag into steel, so that'll be nice as well. And if it didn't require even more components, I would put out here the thing for burning corpses. That's okay. Why do you have so many pollution bags there? Alright, so one thing we're gonna do is zones. Clear, remove pollution. That's probably what happened is... Well, no, because it wouldn't have had enough time to rot. So do not remove pollution from that area. We will put the area around that, just in case we accidentally bleed over, to be a remove pollution zone. Cool. Because that way, as these rot down here, and the tree can absorb the pollution, will be good. If it starts to get ahead, that Pollux tree is not going to be remotely enough. I don't know how close I can grow these, but I'm going to keep trying to get the Pollux trees and just keep ourselves like a nice little internal area to process pollution. I don't think we'll ever realistically be able to get enough of those trees to handle any meaningful amount of pollution, but every little bit we can reduce the rate that our pollution gets out of hand, the better. Okay, still have 1,300 extra watts of power. We can also turn you back on. So let's not turn that back on, because I have a feeling that'll piss them off, since it's against their ideology. We got 2 Thrumbo. I'm pretty sure I can't do anything with them. Nope. That's fine. We did get the Dromdaries, so that's good news there. Don't forget the smelter makes it hotter. Yeah, that's one reason why I'd probably put it out here. This is just a hallway for getting around. We don't really do anything else with it. We had 12 components. Where are these components coming from? I'm seeing 0 components on here. We're not mining any new components. And they keep finding them. And I'm not sure what to make of that other than to not be upset. We don't have advanced components, though. Animal disease, flu. That's fine. Let's go to furniture. So we can take care of them. Yeah, no, they're clearly not in storage. We bought like 4 or 5 or 6 of them just a moment ago. And we shouldn't have any out and about in the map still. Yeah, so that would be where we just took our ship chunk there. So that's fine. Meanwhile, you? Okay. So what have you got for me? Go ahead and start taking these worn out things that we're not going to be using. But you don't have anything I want, really. Unfortunately. So you're just going to give me silver. Which is the component icon on the left? Component goes under manufactured. So I've got 2 more spare components, so that's good news. They should be picking that up very shortly. We do have dedicated stuff for that. Which that's the 2 we have on the map. So So it's advanced components, and we can really, until we get the fabrication bench set up, we can really only trade for it. Once we get that set up, then we can start crafting it, which will be good. Because at that point, I'll be able to make all the components I need so long as I keep steel happening, and as long as I've got the ground penetrating scanner, we can make steel scan. You don't think components are under-manufactured because you can't make them without a mod? You can make components without a mod. That's literally the only purpose of fabrication. These two techs here, which are vanilla, that's what they do, is they let you make components and advanced components. That's the bench there. But like when you look at it, it's like, you know, for making more advanced materials and all that. But yeah, no, components from day one you've been able to manufacture in the game. Like crafting bench. It's a very late game tech. Yeah, no, it wasn't even added to vanilla. This has been since day one. Because Star Basics is what you need to launch the ship. And this is how you unlock Star Basics. It's late game though. Yeah, it's really late game, so a lot of times, unless you're beelining your research, unless you're going out of your way to go for the win, you usually, you know, you swear earlier days? Nah, I mean it's been in the game since I started playing RimWorld, which was pretty much as soon as it arrived on Steam. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a late game tech, so unless you're like beelining your tech, usually you're starving for components way before that. And you know, this thing requiring 12 components and 2 advanced components is a pretty big expense. It's worth it, but it's one of those things that if you're hurting on components, it can delay you actually doing anything with it. How are mechs doing? Okay. What are you making? Right now, I'm waiting. Yeah, no, exactly. JD's saying, unlocking those techs frees up all the mid to late game. Yeah, no, without those, like, the late to mid game gets really hard to do. Because you're just starved on components, so you can't really expand your power very easily. A lot of the more advanced buildings you can't make happen, that kind of stuff. Well, one thing we'll start doing is, once we get ourselves, like, a bit more combat mech stuff happening, I'm gonna probably start deliberately, like, calling in the Diabolus, waiting a little while, calling in the Diabolus, like, once we can start consistently and reliably killing it without much of a risk. But I'm gonna need, alright, ship crash is perfect, because that'll give me some more components. I will take the Goodwill. We're getting good progress towards allies, because this two here are going to give me something that's like 30 or 40 reputation as well. Alright, so unfortunately they're pretty close to the edge of the map. There's also a horrific blood trail the entire way off the map, which is kind of concerning looking at it now. Oh, that's biocoded, don't pick that up. How's your happiness going? You're about as happy as can be. Use a recreational drug. I told you not to, so don't get mad at me. Alright, escort, get all of you into position. We're going to put you way back here. We'll see if they show up on this side or this side. It'll probably be up here, somewhere along here. We don't know where. To hit the Empire group here. But this shouldn't be too terrible. I mean, they may not survive. But the good news is no matter how this goes, I get myself a shuttle. Which means components. That said, I need advanced components, and that doesn't help me there. But most likely to get advanced components. Alright. So you do have a shield. That kinda sucks. So let's plan to move over there. There we got Cobb. Alright, so we're gonna have to move up because as long as that shield's on... Well, actually, we'll just wait the shield out. So run them over here. Don't shoot past our friend. Alright, nicely done. And we got the plasteel we needed. We got some components and all that. So that'll be good. Cool. I'm assuming it was this guy we had to protect. I think a bunch of them took minor damage and all that, which is totally fine. Alright, and we got ourselves some more standing. We got some free components out of it. Got a little bit of skill out of it. The only damage we took was some like minor damage to some of the mechs. Where'd the last one go? Oh, the other one's in the freezer? That's fine. Yep, so that's all fine. So we're getting all those sorted. We have a couple of mechs that need repairs. That's totally fine. You'll actually get those sorted out in not too long. I believe that's at the point, once we grab the materials, they can get the tunneler built. Yep, they're building the tunneler right now. So that'll be good, because that means I don't have to ever worry about my people mining again, so we can go ahead and take that off their list of things they ever do. There's so many corpses over here that we're just letting slowly decay out there. We're gonna have mood breaks eventually from it. So 75 plasteel, 4 components, and then the subcore. And that'll be sorted. Alright, got another raid. They're going to take their time to attack. So we've got 3 melee up here, 2 melee down there. So it's definitely Neanderthals. So put you on escort, put you on escort. Grab them and have them start working their way out here immediately. This definitely want to attack from range because we could potentially rough them up long before they get to do a whole lot about it. Come on. Alright, so red's not getting back up. We took their leg off, so they're not going anywhere fast. Got a headshot. Yes, the sniper rifles seem really good for initiate on them. They're going to be terrible from a defensive measure. Just the fire rate is just not there. On the plus side, with as many hits as they're putting on them, these guys are going to practically bleed out on their own. Come on. They're such terrible shots. Like, you actually have decent shooting skill, right? Yeah, you're at 16. You're supposed to be a regionally known master at shooting. I would expect a regionally known master at shooting be able to at least mostly hit their target with a sniper rifle at, you know, pretty okay range. Alright, so let's grab the mechs. Now I worry about the damage they could do. I mostly want to use them to stun that guy. Alright, so we've got them sorted. So in this case, we actually just need you to reposition down here as fast as you can, so that we can get them to attack us. It looks like they are heading straight for our people, which is perfect. Let's actually move over wide here. Okay, solid arm hit, solid left radius, leg, femur, dead. Now you got a raptor, who is addicted to ambrosia. You're just dealing with that nonsense. Alright. And we are good. So get everyone undone here, get back to work. We'll go to orders allow everything, and Neanderthals repelled. Maybe the site is wobbly. I mean, sure, we could make the excuse that, like, oh, it's a damaged sniper rifle and all that. But the implication is that the sniper rifle is in good condition or normal condition. Actually, I think that was the one that was rated as good. So it's kind of one of those things I'm like, okay, like, if it was, like, damaged or whatever, I could see that, but I don't know. Oh, you're frail. Okay, how old are you? Oh, yeah, so you're in RimWorld terms considered elderly. Because RimWorld is like, you're over 60-something. You're basically already dead. It's like, come on, RimWorld, calm down. You could live longer than that, man. It's okay. Yeah, okay, then May the Wind was particularly tremendous. Yeah, no, that's the thing. You can make like lore weight like within reasonable excuses, but it's the fact that you're playing with RimWorld that you'll have some of the sniper rifle, and the vast majority of the time, they still consistently miss. That's like what's considered like the sniper rifle's ideal range and all that. And you're like, come on, man. Like, when you roll the dice and, like, you can lose your roll, that's usually where I explain, like, alright, it's a particularly windy day, or, you know, it's very gusty and breezy, throwing everything off, or, you know, the sun's behind your target, so you don't really got good line of sight on them, so you just have to try and do a little bit of guesswork as to where they are, because you don't actually have good visibility. Sure. But then with RimWorld, it'd be like, you know, clear skies, sun, and your character's just missing shot after shot after shot. You're like, this is supposed to be a regionally known master. What is the bar in this region that a regionally known master is this bad? That takes him like 8 or 9 shots to hit the target. Oh no, RimWorld's aim is basically lifted from XCOM. Yeah. I feel like this colony size is nice. It's not too big. We're not getting raids of 50 plus people back to back. Less micromanagement needed. Yeah, no, there's definitely that benefit to it. Like this, I honestly feel like the sweet spot for me in RimWorld about like where I'm really happy with the size is somewhere around like 7 colonists or so, because you got enough colonists you can be doing a little bit of everything, but also you're not dealing with going, all right, let me juggle my 20 colonists. Oh, here comes the next raid of 80 people. Accuracy by volume is simple. Yeah, no, that was there was a whole argument about, like, World War II, like, whose weapons were better and yada, yada, yada. And I want to say with, like, all the statistics they pulled, there was, like, not a real strong consensus on a lot of the stuff, but the one thing they figured out was basically kind of whichever side ended up getting more projectiles in the air in a period of time, usually won, which whatever respective fights are in. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of exceptions to that. But they were like, yeah, it seems like volume of munitions in the air was the one thing that had a very consistent performance. Whether that was by having more weapons or by having weapons that put more bullets in the air in a given time, yada, yada, yada. Which it makes sense. If you're dealing with an area where you've got tons and tons of targets, you know, it's not that you're going to always hit something, but yeah. Yeah, but this is basically the more projectiles you have in the air, assuming the accuracy isn't completely and utterly meaningless, you keep rolling the dice on hitting a target, you're probably gonna do pretty alright. Your current colony's ice age lasted 1.6 years. Oh man. You'd say tactics play a part? Well, they do. That's kind of the thing. There was certainly tactics, but that was the thing. When it came to, like, the weapon technology, that people would argue back and forth all the time, like, what side had weapon superiority and yada, yada, yada. And they didn't find... Because, like, you'd have different groups that focus a lot more on being far more accurate. You'd have groups that focus far more on, like, being able to reload faster and having more penetrating power and all these kind of things. Like, different weapons had their advantages, and ultimately, like, you know what we figured out? It kind of doesn't matter. It's like bullets in the air. That's what mattered. That's what won fights. Bullets in the air. Because there is such thing as, if I put enough shots in the air, even if my weapon doesn't have good accuracy, I'm going to hit something eventually. Let's see, you had a colony that's 30-60 between toxic fallouts, volcanic winters, and cold snaps. You effectively have 0 crop yields. We had on the stream, I was doing, I think it was Boreal Forest, and so I had like that 30-day grow scene or whatever it is, like the 20-30-day grow season, where it's just that one little window. And we had 5 years in a row, I can't remember, it was either 4 or 5 years in a row that every single year, it'd go just a little ways into the season before it could harvest anything, and then it would cold snap, wiping out the entire grow season. And the reason I was like, oh, it's 4 or 5, we had just the one year that instead of being like right in the middle, is kind of like the last week. or sorry, it's like the last little bit. So like I actually got crops up. And even then, that's not what killed the colony, like dealing with all the struggles so far as food. It was disease. It was because I was juggling all this stuff to keep our food over like above water, and at the same time, I kept getting slammed with disease after disease. And it finally got to the point that it just kept stressing our supply line till eventually I got hit with malaria, where everyone was just riding that fence of malnutrition. And, you know, having 4 or 5 year people dealing with malaria that you need to be working to keep that food coming in because you're hunting everything that hits your tile, that, you know, finally things gave out where I just couldn't keep it together. It was like playing Ice Sheet, just, you know, they didn't let you know you were playing Ice Sheet first. Let's see, you've had a colony die because almost everyone got food poisoning as you're waiting to the raid to start. Oh yeah, because when you cook stuff, the whole stack of what you cooked gets food poisoning. So if you cook a stack of 4, which you still should do, it means you're gonna get 4 instances of food poisoning. So then if you get unlucky and you have like 2 or 3, you know, if you get like 2 or 3, you know, food poisoning, like cooking, like RNGs, that means you're gonna have like up to like 12 pawns get food poisoning at the same time. And that's the kind of thing that really just obliterates you. Using events expanded, you think that you had an eclipse last for more than a year and a half? It sucked. I didn't know that could happen with that. Which, for the record, one of the challenges I wanted to do was for the Noctil event, where it does like the darkness actively hurts you, so you have to have all your lights. Is I wanted to do that event permanently. So you had to like slowly kind of grow your base out by having light coverage. And then making sure you always had a little bit of overlap. Just to make sure, like, if a light needed to have, you know, a component replaced or it got damaged, you wouldn't just have everyone start dying. Unfortunately, you can set the unnatural darkness to be permanent, but it doesn't do the pitch black thing that hurts you. It's the exact same thing as a solar eclipse mechanically, where it's just, you can't grow plants. It's kind of the big thing. Alright, so go ahead and take our little scraps of leather and all that. I'll take the money for that. Take the ambrosia. I'm going to keep the smoke leaf for now, because we use that because we are high life, because that's what chat wanted me to do. We'll get the flak pants that are worn out, sell those, because they won't wear them most likely. I'll chuck the cloth clothing that is slightly damaged. They don't really matter. But again, it's one of those things. I found half the time if there's like any damage on clothes, I'll be like, no, I'm not wearing it. You can't make me. Sadly, they don't have anything I want, really. So that is what's going to be. Wait, didn't I tell you to make like a ridiculous number of something? Capes. Let's make sure I am not sitting on a giant mountain of capes that I'm forgetting to sell. Because we were doing that to work on training our crafting skills. And to give us some money. We are sitting on a mountain of capes. Okay. There, we got some silver. Eclipse and long night bring natural light to 0%. Yeah. But yeah, it was the unnatural darkness effectively makes, you know, the light like 0% as well. And like I said, unfortunately it is just the tile is in, you know, permanent darkness. I want to do like the Noctil event permanently. Like forget the Noctils themselves. I just wanted the thing where it's like, if I did not have light covering an area, bad things happen. Because to me, there's like, okay, there's some interesting stuff we could do with that. Alright, so we are missing the components now. They must have gotten used for repairing something. So we started the tunneler, but we didn't see it through. That's fine. We did take apart the shuttle already, so we're not going to get anything from that. We do have a heavy SMG. Our lifter bots will eventually get to that as well. We can go up here and mark more of these stones for hauling. And little by little, we're getting all of the stones on the entire map brought back to base. Oh, we got pretty much everything here already queued. Yeah, so we're getting it all like hauled back over here, and as we're needing it, you know, doing all that. You think there's a mod that does the permanent darkness? Probably. It wouldn't surprise me, because as well as things that felt like just as straightforward as like, oh yeah, obviously we should do this as a challenge. Like it's a good challenge. Take a particularly environmental challenge and to just make it stick. And so far we've not been using any kind of kill box or anything like that. I'm trying to avoid going hard into kill box. I do like the idea though of having somewhere to draw the enemies to as a defensive position. So instead of a kill box, what I might even do is just like have a set of barricades and all that here. And not even like close it off, just like have some walls along the side just so I could force them to run the distance. Which is vaguely kill box-esque, just without like the maze and all that kind of nonsense to slow them down into it. Because eventually we're going to get some attacks immediately raids, it'll be things. Rhetorical answer is pregnant. Okay. I guess I will allow the children to happen because I'm not going to unmake that a thing. I hadn't factored that being something I had to worry about only because I hadn't anticipated us having any meaningful relationships. I hadn't expected the two to meet and immediately be like, yep, we're a thing now. It's like, okay, cool. I mean, congrats. So put that there. Gonna put a wooden chair next to it. Gonna put a desk here. Oh, don't do that. We'll make the desk out of marble. And we can put the whiteboard there, also out of marble. Maybe by the time you'll be able to do a Mechanator thing. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, and I didn't go out of my way to make the kids happen. You know, nature finds a way. Like, the big thing is just waiting for quests to align to make that happen. Yeah, so we got 4 days until they're done. Because these things here, like the Dusty installation, all those can't give me the Mechanator stuff. There's very specific events that only those very specific events give you Mechanator stuff. What I am gonna do is enclose that for now. That's fine. So you can close that for now, just so we can go with that. Later on, if we get another Pollux tree, I'll build it up here a little ways, expand that out. We'll make like a whole area for the Pollux trees. Because realistically, I'm not going to get that many. A mad dromedary? Oh no, that's going to be not a big deal at all. Escort, draft, just step outside. It doesn't matter, just step outside. Leave my bots alone. I'm over here. Oh, well, wait. It changed its mind? Or not? What? I don't know what you're doing, man. Nicely done. So undraft you. It's probably not getting back up. Alright. And dormant recharge. And the good news is we've never seen anyone get marked as idle. Which is good. Oh, I've also got you for 2. Right. I only had that so they would repair stuff. And otherwise you're just doing the research. I will say the sniper rifles are going to be particularly bad for stuff like the Revenant. Because the Revenant doesn't reveal until it's close. Which takes away the one and only main advantage of the sniper rifle. Honestly, for me, with the sniper rifle, or sorry, for the Revenant, I found chain shotguns to be one of the best weapons for them. You get a bunch of chain shotguns, the Revenant runs up on them. The Revenant's going to get, even if it gets away, it's going to be pretty unhappy with the outcome. I have an obnoxious amount of food. And we could set that up to start making packaged meals just because. Because, I mean, worst case, that could be our source of income. As we, kill the dromedaries to keep the population under control. You can probably also go here and say, hey, if you could just make 20 of those, and let's go ahead and say 20 fine meals. We'll stop there for right now. You know what? That's not true. Let's go ahead and queue up. All the different meal qualities. That'll bog them down for longer, but that'll be okay. We're making way too much raw food. It's really easy to look away and then you look up and go, wait a second, when did 10,000 food happen? Alright. I want you to have advanced components. Do you have advanced components? You do! 1. I needed 2. Look, man, it's progress. I'll take it. I'm not happy. But it is progress, so I will accept it. So I don't care about biosculpting. Recreation's fine. We already have... That's our shooting book. We don't need a construction book. That's hospital bed. I don't care about plants. We'll sell you the awful hat. I've got a little mountain of capes here, so you'll want to go ahead and take those from me. I have my button-down shirt. We've got a spare air wire for headset for when that one becomes a problem. I believe with the Nutrimine we can deal with disease as well. So let's get that in the queue. Can I also make you happen? Yes. Alright. So one thing I'm going to need to add on to my crafting benches is we are going to want to get a drug lab. Because I can make the I can make the disease prevention medicine. And so that means I can just take away one of my biggest risks, which is stuff like malaria with only 2 pawns. You know, if it hits your doctor, that can end your run. If you just get bad luck with your 10s or whatever. So it is a bummer they gave me 1 advanced component, and I need 2. But that still is progress. The good news, that does mean I should have enough materials now to make the miner Combat supplier. Come on, advanced component. If you have one more advanced component for me, then fabrication comes online. And if fabrication comes online, then we're in good order. So take all of this crap. I don't want it. You do not have advanced components. You have filled me with sadness and despair. I have a ton of very lightly used flak jackets, which I am going to just accept that. All right. Just work on your mech. Because I'd really like to get that going. Because it's going to have to sit in there for like a day or two, gestating and all that. And mech is now officially being made. 2.5 days. I do wonder how many of these I'm gonna have to build to reasonably get like a proper force going on. Which all of these are just be more things that need to be fixed, more components that'll need to be produced, but we can worry about that when we get there. I think the next time we have a proper large caravan going, I might try my luck summoning the Diabolus again. Because I think we're in relatively good shape for taking it down now. Because we can just pick at it with sniper rifles from range, back off, pick at it with sniper rifles from range, back off, and just deal with that kind of thing. Because we already took it down once, and it was not the cleanest, but that's okay. The big issue with the Diabolus is that blaster cannon it has at the top that just shoots a shot randomly. It's got really good accuracy at long range and only okay accuracy up close, which does really make you want to run in up on top of it, but then has an area of effective fire, which by the time you realize it's using it, if you're still standing on top of it, it's too late for you to run away. So we end up basically just tangling it up with a bunch of our little mechs, and then just using the Mechanators plus our range people just pick at as aggressively as possible. You can get to the point, though, where you do enough damage that it shows up, you shred it really badly, really quickly, so it doesn't have much opportunity to get you. So now we need is one more trade caravan to come through to get our advanced component.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
So if I were to send a caravan, how long would it take me to get there? So we can get it down to 0.8 days, which means 1 day out, 1 day back. So if I do need to start caravanning, we can potentially do that. I can send Rhetorical. They will be going on their own without mech support, which is the danger, because if for example they get hit with the Manhunter pack, there's a good chance they won't. Oh, I just realized you are a night owl, so you should be asleep those hours and awake these hours. And so we're getting all that built, so we're in good order. We're having a party. That's fine. Okay, and you're still good. And this will stop being a thing eventually because I'll just, I'll have, like, all the brick that we've got laying around cut up. I won't want all these other scrap things. We'll probably make some place to dump all that, like, internal here somewhere. Right now, it's fine. Let's do this. Quest available, unique offer. Okay. A nearby settlement, whatever, would like 2 shield belts, and they're willing to give me goodwill. The problem is, those require components, and I cannot spare components right now. So that's not going to happen. But what we'll do is we'll form caravan to go there and return, except we're going to send rhetorical with a couple of dromedaries. And item-wise, we're going to grab some of these. We'll grab the battery. I don't know if they'll buy the battery from me or not. They probably won't. And it's heavy, so let's not worry about that. There's so many corpses. You're not going to buy that from me. Take the cloth jacket. Take the cape. Bring the silver. What I'm trying to do is make sure I've got enough with me. Here, what we can actually do is bring all the clothes with us. Every last little bit of it that's, like, not black stuff, because I want to not waste components. So grab all the clothes. Is there anything else we want to bring, just to make sure? Bring the dye. Bring the dye with us. We've got our travel supplies. Okay. So the whole route will take 1.3 days there and back. So we're going to send that all the way there. Travel supplies? Yeah, it's fine. We're going to take those there for on the way there and back. And let's go ahead and put our caravanning spot right here. That's relatively close to a lot of this. Shuttle has arrived, so get you two out of here. We're now allied with the Empire. Shambler Assault. A horde of 15 Shamblers is wandering through. We do not want to fight that. How long do you gonna last for? 10 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, so not long. Wait, is Shambler Assault? Or Shamblers showed up? That looks like an assault. It's assault, so they aren't going to delay, so we are going to have to go on the fight. This is actually bad news. Shamblers aren't that bad by themselves. The issue I have is just raw numbers of Shamblers. So we're going to try and lock this door open and use it as a bottleneck point. And just hope for the best. So I'm hoping I can get there before they get to me. It's not looking encouraging. Poke the door, and then get out. So retreat back here. Yeah, so we're just gonna get right through the wall. They're gonna smash that wall up, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Alright, meanwhile, let's grab you. Orders. Normally I'd want to bottleneck them, but because they're all getting stuck in the wall, I don't think it's gonna help a whole lot. in that regard, because they're just going to trash my wall and then they're going to die off. If we do start to have them push up on me properly, then what we'll do is at that phase, I'll take the time to back everyone off to drop in. We got to play a mechs to run interference. Alright, we've got our ideology opportunity. Nothing to worry about with that for right now. Yeah, we're holding just fine. Because that's just the good news, is because the way they hit the walls, as annoying as it is, they just damage your walls for no reason. It does make them come in kind of in waves. It feels like the Shambler Assaults is entirely just to poke holes in your defenses, so that the next thing, if you don't get on top of fixing it, can cause you problems. I also hate how Shamblers will literally run past your entire defensive line. So, very annoyingly, they seem to actually use smarter tactics than other enemies, which is annoying as all get out. So you took a hit. They use dumb AI to get around kill boxes. Well, it's also like you saw when they attack me, they run around my defensive line, and it doesn't matter if you're a humanoid. I can't tell you how many times they've run around, they've gone directly after your ranged people, which, if we argue, like, is probably what other factions would probably do. They're intelligent people. It's like, I've got my strong melee pawns, let's not smash my melee pawns against theirs, let's circumvent to try and get the people in the back who are just, you know, wailing on me with shotguns and all that. Let's get them out of the picture. Yeah, so Rhetorical's still working on the caravan. Because since it's all handled by mechs, I don't have a reason for Rhetorical to be here to help with the cleanup. All right. And also, lifter bots are help loading everything up, so that's good news. All right. It's also well timed with the caravan post, just because that compromised the caravanning spot, so it does get them out of here. Let's go here, and we allowed entities, so that's fine. It'd also be good if we get a Harbinger tree, just so I can, you know, have a spot that we can take the bodies to process them without just leaving them out here to very slowly rot. Normally I like to carry them much farther away, but I haven't been bothering. Yeah, so Rhetorical's at a certain amount of risk with what we're doing. If they run into a fight with someone who's a strong melee pawn, and we don't take them out on their run-in, or at least injure them enough to slow them down, that could very easily get them killed. but with just 2 pawns, it's just what I gotta do. That's your favorite tree? The Harbinger trees? Oh yeah, it's just one of the ways to finally make handling bodies somewhat efficient. Let's also go here, production. Drop that there. Then we have the crematorium, so we can deal with that. Oh, we got you made, so crafting. Make that forever. Make that forever. And with that, I had a crafting spot somewhere, which, yeah, this crafting spot. You can just be deleted now. You're no longer needed. Bring it again. You had enough kids with the Adam and Reva, and again, it's just no. Actually, you're not. You're good. It's Gilnox. Oh, actually, I take that back. No, you're the one who's having the kid. My bad. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. It is what it is, man. So they are in pollution up here, which kind of sucks. Especially since it's extreme pollution, so we're gonna want to like go in there, do the trade, and get back out right away. We don't want to stay any longer than necessary. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop that. Do not build a roof over this area. Because that'll make the tree stop working. All right. So disallow that door for a minute. Oh, come on. All that? It was one waste pack. Literally, it's the first waste pack we've done here. All of this? Come on. Okay, it wasn't as bad as it looked with that. So it's 3 Spelepedes, 2 Mega Spider, and a Mega Scarab. That can be fine for now. We still have these pollution are gonna pop here, so it can absorb that for a little bit. And we can just pop the door again, tie it, like just put a bunch of like the little mechs to tie things up, and then outside like the little mechs we can turn around and just, you know, we can handle that. That won't be that big a deal. It was just when I saw all of this coming up, I thought it was gonna be a group of like 20 of them. I was like, come on, man. Caravan has arrived, so let's pause it. We would like to... Rhetorical cannot trade. Rhetorical cannot social. I forgot about that. Well, Rhetorical had a nice little walk. That was a total waste of time. Only Gilnox gets social. I have this bad feeling I'm going to be using a small child to work on trades. That the moment they get old enough, they're going to be the ones running back and forth. Because they'll be the only one capable. I was hoping to trade and then maybe get an advanced component out of it. Alright, so deconstruct the caravan post so they finally unhook themselves and get back to it. Alright. So you're getting that for processing bodies, which will be good. I forgot with the bigger mechs, it's not just a one-step process. You have like 2 or 3 steps that you have to deal with to keep it going. I'm annoyed that I did that. That was a waste. Why are you all not getting repaired? Oh, I see. We're not using 3 as a priority. So basically, I've made it so, okay. So we cannot trade. So the problem is, I can't really do that. If Gilnox leaves, all of the mechs I can't control anymore. I need Gilnox to be around the mechs, because they are my Mechanator. And then Rhetorical is incapable of social. I can't show it easily. I'm not gonna worry about too much. But we have... yeah, incapable of social. So, with that, it's on you. Oh, one thing I need to add before you have the kid. Bills add cook baby food, do until you have 20. Above all others. And meanwhile, while we're in here, food policies, lavish, never eat a corpse, and never eat baby food. Okay. And then with this, we could start adding stuff. So bills add cremate corpses, do forever details. If it is not fresh, anything rotting can be cremated if it's not fresh. Cremate corpse, do forever. If it is a human-like corpse that is not a colonist. And I think that covers what I care about. Alright, the caravan has successfully returned to You're Not Welcome Here. That's so annoying. Basically, it means I can't caravan to trade right now. Because my only person who I could, give up sending to do it is the only person who can't do it. Gilnox cannot leave because they're a Mechanator, and all of the processes in the colony go with them. It can be one of those things that later when Rhetorical becomes, well, not Rhetorical, but like if someone else becomes a Mechanator, that I could take just the combat mechs with them as like their personal entourage, guard, whatever you want. And that would be fine. But in the meantime, I just gotta wait for a caravan to come by here. Alright, once you've rested, I'm gonna have you grab food. Just go get your food. Grab food, and we're gonna go deal with this waste pack group. Alright, cool. So we've got them. Draft. Escort. Allow. Okay. Hold the door open. And the range is about 2 steps into that room. But what we'll do is we'll trigger them. We'll have a bunch of our mechs sitting here to just basically absorb hits. And then the next line of mechs will be right behind them. Put you back here as well. Alright. So go make friends. Go make friends. Friend acquired. Well, that's an interesting consideration there. It seemed like they didn't automatically trigger on that at all. Huh. I mean, I can certainly live with being able to trigger them one by one. And we're almost done. It'll be good when we actually get a proper combat mech that can run interference. Alright, if I move here, I might be able to hit it. There we go. Okay, go to sleep. Go to work. You prioritize hunting. Where are you at? You all should be... Yeah, you should... Is there any of them still alive? I mean, you should be able to hunt them. Let's set you to being able to hunt as well. It's so weird that I'm not getting the choice to hunt them. I mean, either way, both of them, we brained them, so they're not going anywhere. Well, that's okay. So we got that sorted out real fast. So that's good news. Alright. Yeah, no, I was expecting once we triggered one of them, it'd trigger all of them. That's okay, so we're gonna start butchering insects. We'll have the insect meat we probably won't use for anything. I'm pretty sure this is set up to, by default, not use insect meat. Meat. Yeah, so by default, it won't use insect meat. So what we can do is I can go to this bench, say bills, kibble, do forever details, raw food, meat, clear the meat. I don't think we'll ever get human meat, but if so, their insect meat will do that, and then twisted meat will do that. So basically, we'll take the meat that I don't want my people eating, and we'll make kibble out of it. And meanwhile, I guess I'm gonna bump up... No, it's fine. I already fixed it. Make sure repairing the mechs is higher priority than the cooking, so we just actually get it done. Alright. And we're getting all of our mechs fixed. Any mechs that have batteries have basically run out? You still good? Yeah, you're still good. We still need to get more repair station or more powering locations in here at some point. Probably put one in the laboratory. You can also put them over here, like on the hallway in, just have a bunch of powering stations. At the moment, I'm trying to hold off until I get my fabrication bench up. That way, as these things break and they need components, if I get some bad luck with the needs there, we'll still be good. I also forgot that lifter bots actually can handle corpses so far as processing. Well, that's not where I want you to do that. Okay. It fell down. Well, I mean, it got it out of there. That's what matters. And you still have gear on you. None of I'm super worried about, so that's fine. But just another thing to worry about. Alright, so your battery's basically spent from repairing you. Oh, meanwhile, go to sleep, go to work. Alright. We're getting all the base stuff repaired. We're not being able to build more. Oh, I see what happened. The reason why that floor wasn't getting built at all is because this got reset over to sandstone when I was putting in granite floors. I was like, I kept seeing as like, it seems like I have granite. I wonder what the, like, I don't get what the problem is. I understand now. It's trying to put down the wrong type of floor. Alright, so you need to do this to keep it running. I need to keep you on top of that. That way we could someday at least get that mech out of there. So that, it seems like the tunneler is going to take me pretty much a solid 10 days. Which is fine. Because like I said before, I could then release and just let it mine all these things. The tunneler, as I recall, is slower. It's pretty durable. And it does have, I want to say it's a weapon that hits like in an AoE, like in front of it. So while it's not a lot of damage, because it does hit kind of everything around it, it does actually do relatively well. Storage, do not put kibble on the shelves. Actually, the only meals I want you to store in this room are packaged. Storage in here, you may put kibble on that shelf. And baby food. And pemmican. The rest I don't care about. Okay. I'll want to get shelves in here as well, eventually. The catch is I don't want to fill the whole thing with shelves, because this is mostly intended for toxic waste storage. So I do want some storage that is not toxic waste. Here, what we can do for right now is furniture. I'll deal with transport pod crash in a moment. Alright, we can go right here. Let's start with those for food. Meanwhile... Badly hurt, your clothes are worn, and I don't care. Time to feed the camels baby food? Why would I feed the camels baby food? Not really seeing the logic or reasoning behind that. All right. Yeah, so our food's going fine. We are slowly starting to knock down the raw food amount. That'll be good. One of the other reasons I want to make all those packaged meals, if we make all those survival package meals, we get trade caravan. Insect jelly? What about insect jelly? Oh, yeah, no, it's, none of these animals require training. Yeah, no, I remember that. Because it was the only option of food that some of the animals could eat, we ended up having our baby food constantly kept disappearing and trying to track down where it was. Yeah, no, we have actual kibble in this one. It was super obnoxious in that run that they kept being like, baby food. I'm like, but why? I need the baby food for the actual babies. I mean, how are mechs doing in power? So the constructing mech ran out of power over there in the middle of working and stuff. Eventually we'll get these mechs off of here and all that. Yeah, no, I didn't have a good way, like, there wasn't an option here for adjusting the diets of the animals either. You didn't see the Adam and Rave run? Yeah, the Adam and Rave run was, we started with 2 people that we made sure could, like, they were both, I think we had them both with the beautiful trait so that they wouldn't break up. And the entire idea was we were, you know, you start with just 2 characters and you build an entire colony with 2 characters just having kids and all that. It was a run I had to keep kind of shutting down conversations where people are like, baby factory. It's like, I understand. I understand that it's not misaligned with that, but it's just a thing I didn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. But like, his whole idea was to, you know, have a colony you built entirely on just having kids and all that. It was a lot of fun. We ended up getting to like 27 kids or some ridiculous nonsense before we finally ultimately did die in the run. You know, don't get me wrong, like, colonists died along the way, and like a lot of them became adults and all that, and their own rights and yada yada. You hear most of those comments? Yeah, no, but I had to keep shutting them down. Alright, so you're gonna summon hideous flesh beasts at me. But it's one of those things, I understand people are memeing, but there's also a lot of that stuff, unfortunately, can hit really, really too close to a lot of not great things. Because a lot of people mention those things, and they're not memeing. And the problem is it's just an issue, so I want to make it very, like, when you're starting, you're like, I want to make it very clear it's not anything I'm encouraging, suggesting, or whatever. So I would like to target Lisa there, because Lisa's the one using the... Okay. So with that, untarget, retarget. So we've got them sorted out so they won't summon the flesh beasts. So that's the good news. The bad news is now they're all attacking us. Alright. Oh. Okay, so that you can go back to work. Undraft you all. And then they're stunned because of me interrupting their ritual. So we didn't even give them a chance to unstun. Alright, get everyone back up and running. Put you all dormant again, and before you go to bed, carry our construction bot back to the charger who ran out of power out and away from everything. So they can start recharging. And all the other mechs. Yeah, so Lardine needs to recharge next. We definitely need more rechargers. That is one thing we've got going on, is we need more rechargers. Which I've already said before, but we're just stuck in this, you know, middle ground waiting until we get that advanced component to get our fabrication bench, at which point then I can just open things up and it'll be good. In the meantime, I need to use the restroom real fast, so I'm gonna quickly do that and I'll be back here in a little bit. How do you get better fighting mechs? So when you fight the bosses, you get the options. So I actually can go here and say I would like the Scyther, the Scorcher, or the Pikeman now. That is an option. But what will end up happening is when we fight our next boss, then I'll be able to get high mechs, which gives me Centipedes and the Diablos. We can go to Ultramech, which is like the big boss. That's when I can get the War Queen, the Tensors, the Legionaries, the Centurions, and all that. But it is a thing that you have to do certain stuff. Then I would go to that, and if we right-click, it says Summon Diablos Threat. You get an option to summon like the next harder one. Anyways, with that said, I'm going to quickly take a 2-minute break to use the restroom real fast, and I'll be back here in just a minute. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be right back. Oh. And here I was making the comment to myself earlier. It's like, you don't fire the gun when you left click it without. Unless you aim it. I would be wrong. That startled me. Surprisingly, they're destroying the bed that FG is sleeping in, but also not, you know, killing FG. And so the door appears to be just open. It's called an outpost. So I'll just try opening the door and peeking in and see how it goes. Oh, I hate it. Never mind. That's no. Let's be cold crabs. You're mechanical crabs. We can be friends. All right, we'll reload that. Your friends turned into weird magical cards. Oh, by the way, I'm taking literally every flower here. I know you need those to live, but I mean, look. I was waiting for there to be like a med kit in there and just like med kit myself back up. Well, there's those chemicals I needed. And dead. You're half expecting a random get. Oh, just like a.
Left again. Keep going. Keep going into the garage.
It moving. Oh, you are too
find
late.
Some Tupperware or hide behind the truck.
Oh, you're
Either
safe.
one.
It's not hunting anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, Pank got away by like
It's hunting.
nothing.
We're by ourselves.
Need to sit for a moment and rest. Drop the backpack, do some exercises. A thing is going to get curious late game is when I get to the point that our passive maxed out. There's going to be a lot of times where it's like, well, what do I do now? Like, we can't keep fighting. It's too late, too dark to do that safely. I guess we just stand by our tent and fast forward. And... okay. We just need a screenshot. We've got all the different crops, so we just double check. We got carrots, boom. Sunflowers, boom. Potatoes, boom. Wheat, there.
All right, and
cattail.
I am back. And Jay Walker rolling a 100. Neat. And the game is taking a moment to get back on screen. There you go. All right, let's get back to it. May have also snuck in a couple bites of my food while that was going on. Thank you for the welcome back. All right. So yeah, so we're still just moving forward as fast as we can. We also, yeah, so it's 4 components. Let's wait on that as well, because I will want to cycle more stuff as well. Honestly, of the mechs we can make now, if we go to get more combat mechs, a Scorcher is usually not a bad idea. Otherwise, I'd probably get the Pikemen. The Scythers are neat in how much damage they can do, but they are basically made out of paper mache compared to the other mechs. The Tunnelers are great to just act as, like, a meat shield. But I'd probably get the Pikemen. To kind of, you know, it's effectively like having pawns with a hunting rifle. Or a bolt-action rifle, sorry. Yeah, so definitely want to get that way. How are these doing? Rhetorical's baby prep. Cool. I should already have a crib and a seat nearby. We got a desk going on there. So we should have the basic things we'd want sorted out. We'll end up probably have to like rephrase what this run is with the fact that now kids have been happening. Like have the Mechanator family run or something like that. That we only accept, you know, family and all that. Which is also a problem because we went with the fact that we're a high life ideology. Which ultimately means, with the whole situation, is getting around, like, you don't want the kids getting into the drug stuff because they get addicted super easily and it's dangerous. Let's see, you're sure you've seen someone with pikeman units, but they wiped on a raid before they could get better units? Yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing, is when we look at the stuff we get on this tier, the pikemen are decent ranged weapons. The Scorcher is good for like scattering people, like catching them on fire, but otherwise is not particularly good. Its range is really terrible. The Scyther does a lot of melee damage, but has very little defense. So it's good for adding hits into stuff, but it dies really easily. The Tunneler's a tank, so like all of these have like major drawbacks. And then the Militars, like, just getting, you know, 40 Militars and throwing them at something isn't super effective. Mechanator unsatisfied with the robotic companions. Scorcher in theory would be great for anomaly content though, right? Yeah, no, it'd be pretty good. The only downside is also when you're using fire as a weapon, fire is definitely one of those weapons that it does as much good as bad. Because like if we get a fight here and I'm using the Scorcher, I'm lighting all my own stuff on fire. So it is definitely one of those ones that kind of goes a bit either way. You're super tired? Super tired? Yeah, and that happens. I'm doing good today. Like yesterday I was really tired that I ended up letting like we reached the point that's like, okay, if I do another in-game day of Stardew, like the stream will go long, so I'm like, you know, I was gonna wrap then and all that. But it's definitely like I was getting very low energy towards the end. Yeah, fire is its drawback. Yeah, its strength is its weakness in there. Like its ability to take hits, Scorchers are actually okay. They're not great, they're not terrible, they're alright. The Tunneler's kind of the tank of the group. But with the Pikeman, you got a lot more opportunity to like pick off shots at something, then back him out, that kind of thing. Whereas the Scorcher, by the time you like, if you decide you want to try and throw a hit and run, unless you manage to catch everything with the fire so they all scatter, it's just gonna get bogged down immediately. And like I said, the Scythers are great for putting damage in, but about the only way I can see using them is using like the Tunneler to grab aggro and then just trying to effectively shotgun down the enemy with Scythers before they have a chance to turn and kill the Scyther. The Scyther actually probably could be a good choice against a Revenant, because if you have like 2 or 3 people and you put the humanoids in the back and have all just the Scythers packed in there, the Scythers put really solid DPS out. What is their DPS actually? Oh, don't worry, Scythers have an accuracy of 89% with their shooting. Yeah, so they've got sharp... Where are you? It's not going to tell me their weapon damage, apparently. Yeah, but they have, like, really good damage per second. So they can dish a lot of damage really quickly. But they are one that they just get, like, caught with a side hit and then they die. They're similar tankiness to, like, the Mechanators are, which they can get pretty easily knocked down. Yeah, Scythers are melee. That was the reason I was joking, because they have an accuracy for ranged weapons despite not having the ability to use anything ranged. Alright, we got all those. Any mechs that ran up power, you good? Yeah, you'll probably need to recharge soon. Alright. I think that's 1.3 days until we get the Tunneler out. And we're making so many packaged meals. That'll be really good the next time we have a trade caravan roll through. Because once we've got our fabrication go up, I'm going to also start making flak outfits. I have the tech, it's just with no components to spare and just sitting on that bench. I don't want to get that all queued up and then not be able to see it through. And also when you get the more advanced mechs, you can even get mechs that craft as well. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Cerise the Mage. That the weather did so much damage on you. Glad no one got hurt though. I can fully understand how that works. I've certainly had plenty of damage done to my houses, like my house. I say houses as if I have multiple. I only have one. I've certainly had damage done to my house from like hurricanes and all that. Oh, I see. There was more up here. Alright. And like I said, once I get the Tunneler out, I'm going to try summoning Diabolus again. It'll be a little sketchy, but I think we'll be able to get through. Probably end up getting a couple Mechanators and all that knocked. That'd be pretty good. You missed work on Friday because you had to deal with insurance? Yeah, that's, I've got to deal with some insurance stuff here that, me and Toom had to switch our providers because the other one just ended their insurance with us. Just they're not working and operating in Florida anymore. But I gotta get inspection. It was supposed to happen this morning, and then after we schedule it and I got ready to wake up and everything, I got a call and they're like, hey, we don't actually work on Sundays, so we're gonna need to reschedule that. So now I gotta wake up early on Tuesday. And the thing that makes me real happy about it is it's way earlier than I wanna, like, I'm debating not going to sleep to wake up, to be awake for the inspection, and then going to bed afterwards. It's so early. But that is what it is. It's got to get done. But yeah, with that, there's a good chance that means Tuesday I might be like... There's a I don't think I'll end up canceling stream, but it might be a shorter stream or whatever, just because lack of sleep kind of thing. We'll see. I'm playing it entirely by ear. Gestation complete on the Tunneler. Welcome to existence, Tunneler. Congratulations, and with that, we'll get you set for auto repair. You are going to be in Group 1. And that means we get our first person to name today. Let's set our first person to name today. All right, there it goes. So you get Sam Cart will be our Tunneler. Sam Cart, and good job with there. So we go to work, no mining at all. And you are going to be digging. Wanderer joins. No. And it is actually competent at mining. So once it digs all the actual ore we have out there, we're just gonna grid pattern our way through all these to spot if there's any, you know, components or silver or gold or anything worthwhile. That's that's literally its only job. All it does is digs. And is a bit on the tanky side. Now, if we could just get a trade caravan or a ship to come through to get one more advanced component, I would love it. Alright. Yeah, so for comparison, the Tunneler comes with an EMP shield, or a shield pack built into it that protects it. It's got a bunch of armor, so it's like really tanky in that regard. That's not gonna show me the health on each unit. But yeah, so it ends up being a real tanky thing. Whereas like the Militars and the Lifters and all that don't have any type of shield to them. So link those storage, clear, and you'll have meals on you. Oh, but 1 second. You will not do package meals.
That's fine. We'll set it for critical. So that way they prioritize putting the meals on the shelf, not the floor, to make room for more toxic waste. Yes, this thing's going to actually plow through what ore we've got exposed in the map relatively fast. So we've got the jade. Oh, we also have that compact steel that's not been queued up. So there's steel down there, there's steel over there. I'm not worried about putting a lot of effort on the steel specifically. So with all that, we have the Aurora. What we're going to do is go like this. And with the Allow tool, you can actually do this without doing it the way I'm doing it. But I don't have the Allow tool mod installed, so I'm doing this the way we used to do it before we had that mod. And the reason I'm spacing that to be 2 apart is because that is the spacing that I know I will see absolutely every single tile what's in there. Area revealed. Alright, so there's uranium in there. Love to see that. Exotic goods trader. This might be what we've been waiting for, so just give me a moment. I'm going to queue up this real fast. Exotic goods doesn't typically have advanced components, but I believe I've seen them have it before. Usually it's the bulk trade goods that you're looking for components. But I don't really care what I get, what type of caravan gives it to me. Yep, advanced components. Bam. How would you like a lot of let's wait for the package survival meals. We'll do that in a second. We don't care about those skill trainers. I don't have a place I can even use that. I'll grab your craft. Well, actually, let's keep the book we got. All right, so they don't actually have much they want to buy from me. So let's be smart about this. What can I give you that I don't mind giving up? I mean, here, take the giant mountain of food. I am going to take your gold. I'm gonna want that for the stuff. I'm not gonna worry about the Architect arm and leg. They're really good, but there's zero way I make that money happen. The crafting book would be helpful, but I'm not worried about that. I want the plasteel. Yeah, so that'll do. Alright. Rip money. Probably worth it. And with that, construction bot. I'm gonna need you to build that bench. So all of these tiles over here, you're not allowed to do them. Where's the construction bot at right now? And you are on it. Heck yeah. Bionic replacements, cool beans. We're gonna go ahead and grab Archogenetics as well, just because. I don't foresee us being able to do much genetic stuff. It would be really good if we could. If I could get like the Never Sleep. I really like Never Sleep. It's not an easy one to get your hands on though. But the Never Sleep literally means bedrooms are no longer necessary at all. And with that, bills do components, do until you have 10 advanced. That's probably overkill. We're not going to worry about bionic anything. But with that, I do not mind queuing up a bunch of crap now. Because now components are no longer a bottleneck that can't be overcome.
You're deleting the map because dangerous stuff. So what was I waiting on? All right, so we were gonna go here, bills, add, black jacket, black vest, black pants. And we will sit there and say doot, doot, doot. Say you have one in stock of at least 80% quality. So I've got all that going. Is there any weapons you want? I'm pretty happy with the sniper rifles for now. Ultimately, I don't think we're going to stick with those, but that's fine. And neither of you have permanent injuries I care about, right? Yep, no permanent injuries at all. And here you're hoping for Farming Sim Monday? Yeah, nah, we don't get very many votes for Farming Sim, unfortunately. I feel like Farming Sim is kind of that game we make happen when there's like not a whole lot of other people are looking to have played at the moment. But yeah, no, it's done well enough. Now, we started the stream with some Stardew Valley. We started a challenge run of that, and then we still got this run going with RimWorld. It'll probably be whenever this RimWorld run comes to an end. We'll probably take like another break from RimWorld for a little bit. What's a Mechanator, if you don't mind explaining? So, in RimWorld, there's Mechanators. So where you see that Gilnox has this link in their head, it's what lets me control mechs. So instead of having a colony where I've got like 10 or 12 pawns running around doing stuff around the base, instead I've got like a whole bunch of mechs that run around. Like I've got one who does plants, one who does sweeping. So they're not as versatile as a pawn is, where they can do lots of things. But like Sam Cart here, Sam Cart mines. They're really good at mining, but that's all they're good at. Oh, you got high and you fell down. I get it. Oh yeah. Now, Farming Sim is like one of those games that these days, I feel like you just kind of keep in the back pocket where it's like, I don't know what I want to play one day. Alright, let's grab some Farm Sim. Like, it never does terribly, it never does amazingly, it's just pretty good. So it's a good fallback game for just a stream or two. I do know if I play a lot of Farm Sim in a short period of time, most of the time it falls off. But, if I wait till an update happens, I can get away with playing quite a bit of it. Yeah, so he sold a giant amount of the packaged meals. Which is how he afforded that, but that's probably good. Desperado Outpost, you want me to destroy an outpost. I'm not going to do it because caravanning with this group is something I can't really do well. Just because if I do caravan off the map, I'm leaving, like if I bring stuff to fight, it means I'm bringing my mechs with me, and only Gilnox can control the mech. So it's like, it would be kind of the equivalent of if I had, say, 10 pawns up here, and that if I sent this pawn, 9 of them had to go with it. So there's just 1 pawn left over. You stuck machinery. That's exactly what I want to see. So we are finding a bunch of components in these mounds, which is part of why I wanted to be able to have a dedicated mining person. We will need to get them hauled back. And we got our colonist in labor. So let's gather for the childbirth. So we've got an 89% chance of healthy baby, a 7.5% chance of a sick baby, and a 4-something chance that the baby will die, and a 2% chance that the mother won't make it. That's actually some of the worst I've seen, which makes me nervous. Because, sure, the odds are still pretty high we'll have a good outcome. Like, it's very strong majority will have a good outcome. But there's still, like, a 6-7% chance of a bad outcome. No, actually, there's, like,
a 14% chance of a bad outcome. There's just one that's a really bad outcome. That's 2% chance. A 4 or 5-ish% chance it's pretty bad. And then like a 7% chance of it being just, you know, bad but probably manageable. So it's 2% chance, so XCOM rules, you're absolutely dead. Okay, healthy baby. It all turned out fine. And weirdly, the baby does not exist on my bar up here. 2% chance to go back to a Mechanator only run. Yeah, this is true. Alright, so let's go ahead, and since we have a healthy baby, we're going to go ahead and name the baby. And, man, why does that take so long to run? Let me try pushing that button again. There you go. And Ionek. Ionek is the brand new baby to the colony. Welcome. May you enjoy your time laying in a crib and being fed. I am going to have to go to feeding and set it to urgent because Mother is incapable of social and will not do caring. And I do not know, I believe that assumes childcare. So this is one of those dad's going to take care of everything kind of situations. Rhetorical is like, I have done my job. You get to take care of it now. Alright. And that's just because, like, again, has no social allowed. Alright. A sanguine parlay. The sanguiphage. Okay. Do I make... Alright, before I make a terrible mistake, we do not want to become a sanguiphage. As much fun as it is to meme, the problem with that is that means Gilnox, if we made them a sanguiphage, would need to death rest for sometimes multiple days, during which all of our mechs would shut down. So it's gonna be a big ol' no on the sanguiphage side. I will accept it for the glitter world, but we're not gonna make one of our people sanguiphage. Where are you? I accepted the quest. There they are. No vampire babies then? I don't think you can gene implant a baby. But it would still be the same problem as if we're going to make everyone Mechanators. Any Mechanator that becomes a sanguiphage, when they death rest, all of the Mechanators under their command also become non-usable. So just by context with that, if you could imagine for a minute, imagine again that you have a colony that every once n number of days, you know, say you've got 18 colonists, suddenly 8 of them become no longer usable because for 2 days they're unavailable while one recovers. That's kind of thing is this pawn effectively represents what? 12 units, 11 units? Pods have arrived at the game of the glitter world. Cool. Do not redo that. Yep, so we got some free glitter world for doing absolutely nothing. So I'm still gonna take it, because that's not bad. Alright. I'm honestly surprised we're still pretty consistently having to deal with cooking. Like, we are doing the packaged meals. I'm just more surprised that we have the meat to do that many meals. Because sure, we're butchering those, but not that many. And I'm not actively hunting anything, because I don't really need it. Oh, you dropped your weapon. Oh, wait. Okay, so even though it says you are incapable of childcare, it looks like you still can childcare, like when it comes to infants. That's probably a good thing, because it really sucked to have, like, a colonist who's incapable of childcare, and then they end up having a kid, and you're just like, alright, well, I guess the kid just dies. It's like, that would feel pretty awful. So for now, we can actually turn that thing back on finally. Alright, so we still can't... I can make a leader. I still need to make like an actual primary room for the ideology. Why is Gilnox in that room now? Why are you not in the same room anymore? Random. Gilnox is like, nope, I want a night to myself for once. Okay, so they are dropping into my freezer, which displeases me greatly. Alright. How fast can I rally everyone? Not very. Okay. So get them there. You're a bunch of jerks, you know that? Alright, let's grab this group, draft, plug them up here. You step back one. Grab this group, draft, dump them there. Because they should, if they want to do any meaningful damage, they need to walk past this door. So they do have one case of tox grenades and a shotgun as their dangerous weapons. The rest are all melee. Okay, shoot that guy first. New plan. Duck back here. Back off. Please duck. My god, the melee, their melee is just shredding my mechs. Stop tox grenading me. Don't worry about shooting them from there. Oh, are you on Go Juice? No? You're just moving fast is all. I get it. You're gonna trash every one of my things. It's fine. I understand. Yeah, so they did a pretty big number on us. How badly are you hurt? No, do not worry about the fire. You need to tend to yourself. You are my only doctor, and you're not good at it. And plus... Oh man, they're gonna end up destroying some of the, toxic waste with that. I really hope that doesn't trigger infestation. Okay, so you're patched up. That's the important thing. We can deal with the mechs in a minute. Why do you need rescue? Oh, the room's getting too hot. Just try your best. No, they're gonna die because superheated. And I can't afford to let this go and just burn itself out, nor can I really get it cleared up in time. And the reason for that is if I let it just do that, like you can see how fast the pollution's already spreading. So luckily, would you stop? Pick them up. Alright, so at least deal with that for right now. So we did have a bunch of pollution got destroyed in there. We didn't trigger the infestation, all that, but that you get the idea here. Yeah, so you got toxic buildup is one thing. Re-equip your weapon. Eat your food. Okay. I need you to get that door closed. I don't mind if all the doors aren't closed. I need at least one of those doors closed. I also need that room rebuilt. You're recoloring apparel, which is not helpful. Repair our construction bot. Because I need the construction bot to start patching up the holes in the roof. We're going to start losing a lot of pollution. Why are you falling? Oh, go back to work. Okay. So that'll hopefully contain that before we get more pollution dumping out of it. Oh, I see they just destroyed my butcher's table. Honestly, the most annoying thing about tables, I actually don't care about usually the materials lost when they destroy your tables. I hate re-queuing all the things. That to this day, when you have this set to automatically rebuild, I wish when you built the new table, as long as I didn't like cancel and move it or whatever, it would just keep whatever I had queued up on it the exact same as if it was never touched. Inspired surgery. That is a lot of drop pods. We're in bad shape though because most of my mechs are still down because that last force when they rolled through was actually in pretty solid shape. They are going to siege my area. I'm just going to have to deal with it and hope we can just snipe them enough. So what do you got in your arsenal? You, unfortunately, actually have some decent tech, so I think Lux is probably my biggest target here. They've got the bolt action, which has got... Sorry, no, I'm not wrong. Not Lux. Who's the one who's got the... Okay, so Foz is my first. They're okay shot. They're not good. I literally have almost no mechs to come to my aid. Looks like you might actually be coming over to me. Nope. You're just wandering around weirdly. This is not looking good, by the way. Because I can't wait. Because they're just gonna siege. That is not how I wanted that to go. So you gotta just run. I don't see how we win this. We took one shot and instantly canceled the siege. They're faster than we are. So I'm not even sure we can get back out of defense. And if we just let them run at us with all that melee, they're absolutely overwhelming us. So we're just going to try our very best to just get to the perimeter as fast as we can. Luckily, they're being inefficient and they're running around. And I am going to try and just... I can't hold the door or anything. Let them kidnap Ionek? I mean, they probably won't. But yeah, the issue is, from that last raid that happened just seconds ago, we just don't have anyone left to fight. So Lardine's gonna try their best to hold the door. I don't think it's worth me trying to kite them around. They're faster than I am, it's gonna be just annoying. Oh, we're just getting tagged again and again and again. Yep. I'm pretty sure Gilnox just got domed. Yep. And so now the bots ran wild, so now it's Rhetorical trying to fight all by themselves. And it's over. Nah, I don't care about Man in Black. Boom. Man in Black, even though you're shooting. This has not gone well. Yeah, no, so my hope there had been we'd knock down 2 or 3 of them before they turned and were like, oh, hey, I need to fight this or whatever. And instead, we got a singular shot off, didn't even kill the target. And that one shot, they decided it was time to, that was good enough. Time to drop it and just run. But yeah, so even if we recover it, all these mechs that we have, every single one of them was now wild. We won't be able to do anything about it. Yeah, because, like, to me, this is a silly thing here. That I shouldn't be able to sit here and shoot at them the whole time. Because, like, they're not actually leaving with the thing they said they're going to leave with. I mean, now they're trying, but I'm not one who wants to take a colony this far, because all that's going to burn down. There's no way Matt can keep up with that. Rhetorical answer was kidnapped. Yeah, and I don't see a reason to recover this. All these mechs I can't recover. That body's going to be destroyed. Well, actually, the body might survive thanks to the rain, so the fire won't be a thing. But yeah, now it's a Mechanator run, except I don't think we can recover the Mechanator part of it. I mean, I could do that, but I gotta reset up everything. Yeah, no, we lost our original colonists entirely. Exotic goods trader. Yes, I don't feel like I want to sit there and, like, try and recover it with, like, reskilling up everyone and all that. I understand I only had 2 pawns and I'm down to 1, so it's only like I lost 1. But I don't know. I find the Mechanator runs feel like they just take way too long to get going. Because I'm thinking about this, so we got great memory fast learner. That's amazing. What is your ideology? What ideology have I been forced into? I mean, Prolicizer is at least not a bad ideology. And your capabilities are right for a Mechanator, so you're not a terrible choice. Oh wait, no, don't worry about it. Here. We're gonna go ahead and not worry about making this a decision I have to worry about. Did you bring EMP grenades? Obviously could have held by the door, but with 6 of them, I was just like, not worry about it. Yeah, so it was like, oh, I'm just gonna throw the rod. I was like, oh wait, never mind. Because we don't have traps. There's 6 of them. Sure, I could do shenanigans poking, but it's also Yetkins that are faster than I am. Excellent. What? Why are you leaving Ionek?
You're literally leaving the baby and no one else. Our ideology has changed to there isn't one. Well, Enoch, it's just you and the robots now. That was weird. That we had, oh wait, we're on Randy. That's right. Normally I play on Cassandra. And so it was weird that we had like back-to-back-to-back raids. Like, don't get me wrong, you saw that third raid is way weaker than the other ones. But yeah. No, this one I didn't anticipate the melee pawns being able to just slap through my people nearly as fast as they did. Like, it's one thing when it's Neanderthals and you get it up in melee, you're like, oh wait. Or like Yatkins or whatever, but it was just a drop pod raid and they just beelined right through my defensive line. Because you see like how many mechs they took down before we got them. Well, with that, this colony is dead. So we're gonna go ahead and put a plug in that. Alright. Yeah, the ideology has changed to please feed the baby. This makes me feel bad. Please feed the baby. So for if you're watching on YouTube, we're gonna end the stream on the YouTube side since this colony's over. It's a good cut point. We'll probably be switching games here for just a little bit, just like wind down for us to stream. We still have like 2.5 hours left in stream, but I don't think I'm gonna start a RimWorld colony with only 2.5 hours left to stream because you're gonna watch me like just put together like the very beginnings of a colony and then be like, well, time's up. So with that being said, I don't think I want to go